Good day, leaders. Are women better leaders than men? Well. This has been somewhat of a debate for quite some time now, and it looks as though the results are in. A research group, Zenger and Folkman, did a study on about 7,280 leaders in various positions of leadership. The range varied from supervisors, managers, VPs, all the way up to C-level, meaning CEO, COO, and CFOs. They had 15 categories to score these leaders in, men and women, of course. Out of the 15 categories used, the women outscored the men in 12 of those categories. 12. In addition to this, most of the important categories, like taking initiative and driving results, have always been stated to be the strength of the men as opposed to the women. Yet, the women dominate in those areas. Even with this interesting data, it appears that the further up you go in management level, the less amount of women you see. For example, at the supervisor level, you will see women represent 37% of that area. The manager's area will be 30% women. Now, women in senior executive positions equal about 14%, and women at the CEO level is an embarrassing 3%. At every level of management, women have outperformed and outscored their male counterparts. They were also rated by their peers, direct reports, and upper management. So why are there so few women in higher levels of leadership? Some reasons mentioned are that women in higher levels are excluded from informal networks. This gives them limited opportunity for visibility. They aren't as likely to get the biggest and most sensitive projects so that they can showcase their skills. Now, another reason mentioned was a lack of female mentors and or role models. Females in C-level positions are few and far between, so other women who are trying to climb that corporate ladder have very few women to look up to or study from. One interesting fact from the research is that a lot of women feel that a work-life balance is more important and of more value to them as opposed to the big title. So, how do we invest in women and help them climb that corporate ladder? There are a few ways that I've come up with, and I'm sure there's plenty more, but these are just a few that I've come up with. First of all, it's formal mentoring programs. Second one is developing opportunities for them. And then the third one is active internal recruiting. These few recommendations and possibly many more can be the catalyst to helping women break that glass ceiling and really help corporations go to the next level. For the longest, men have been thought to be the best leaders. Maybe we should either rethink this notion or really look at how effective their leadership is and start thinking about how to revamp how men lead. In other words, take a page out of the women's book. I've always said that the best leaders always remain coachable. That's it for today's podcast. Are women better leaders than men? I'm sure it will always be an ongoing debate. But this is just some information that I found and I thought it would be interesting to share. And also, before I go, please be on the lookout on createspace.com and also amazon.com. I have a new book coming out entitled The Other Side of the Coin, Benefits of Vitality Leadership. It should be out in mid-September, so stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on when it's ready to be purchased. Okay? Thanks again, guys, so much for joining me. You could have joined anybody else, but you decided to listen to me, and I truly appreciate it. And I take pride in bringing you the best information possible on leadership so that it can make you the leader that people want to follow instead of having to follow. All right? Remember, great leadership equals great results. How are you leading?